Cricbuzz Comm in the company of Ajay, Jadeja, and with the required rate having touched over 14 and over. Before we get to the state of the game, which seems fairly predictable, let's talk about the rules of the game. It's almost as if the Punjab team have been assigned to show the world a few rules of the game we may not quite know. We, of course, had munkading, and now we've had about how many fielders you have in the circle at one time, and even more recently, whether it should have been a dead ball with Andre Russell. What's your take on the latest one?
I mean, what you saw, I didn't think he was, throwing it to get somebody run out or not. You, as a fielder, you catch it at covers and generally throw it to mid-off or mid-on. Should be a dead ball. But, the opposition is in all rights to ask because the ball actually hasn't stopped. So technically it would be an overthrow. Because, sometimes you try and aim at the wicket and the throw might go to a fielder. So if you look at it that way, then technically it might be what was awarded by the umpire for at the end. But it has to be a dead ball. I mean, we can't keep going into laws every day.
Absolutely.
It's just a game.
At least in their favour, we'll say that they were involved in all three, but they weren't responsible, shall we say, for this particular one. But on the field of play, it's not looking too good for them because you've lost the big stalwart, the universe boss who could have made a difference here. Started out well, just how we wanted him to start with that big six, and they've lost mini universe boss. He likes to call him that once in a while, Sarfaraz Khan, and KL Rahul. So just not looking good for them for such a record-breaking run chase.
Yeah, it doesn't look too good. And I think what you predicted is exactly what's happening because, they tried too hard at the top. KL Rahul surprised me because he's a natural stroke maker. He doesn't need to, really push himself or move away and try and do things. With Universe Boss, you know what you get. And today was a different Universe Boss. He didn't wait for those first 5-6 deliveries. Maybe the total was the reason. And then the little boss was found wanting with that slower one. And they're struggling now. The only hope I see now is what? David Miller, because he's also not in the same category as Russell, probably more consistent, but not as destructive. But it's still within that reach if Miller, has one of those days that he has once in 2-3 years.
But at least you'll have to give full credit to Kolkata for the way they handled their bowlers because they knew their strategy to Chris Gayle was going to be get the ball quick with Lockie Ferguson and company, get it short to him, and finally it worked.
Yep, absolutely. You got to give all marks to KKR. They've planned it pretty well and eventually they got that wicket as well. With the short ball, I'm not a big fan of going short to Chris Gayle. Let me be very honest. It's a good strategy and every strategy is a good strategy when it works. Because with the short ball, then you've got only one chance. If you top edges or goes up. When you pitch it further up, right at the top, if he misses it, every time he misses, he's going to get out. With the short ball, he might get away. So you got away this time, maybe not next time.
Varun Chakravarti didn't quite create that first impression that we thought, though he did bowl one excellent over. But the man playing his 100th game for the Kolkata Knight Riders is Sunil Narine, and he's had a great start, not only with bat, what a wonderful whirlwind start, but with the ball as well. Excellent first over, and with Piyush Chawla not having bowled yet, it's going to be a tough final 10 overs.
Oh, it's going to be tough for the Punjab team. There's not much hope except Russell, I said, and there's enough bowling left. Piyush Chawla is one of the smartest bowlers in the IPL. I think he's probably the most underrated player in the IPL. He comes in and bowls at times that are difficult times. You got 3 overs from Narayan. He's looked good, as you said. So 3 + 4, 7 overs that you've got, and you have the other bowlers. So the captain hands are not tied. He has the option to play the way he wants. So if Miller even gets going, he'll have enough options to bring the game back into KKR. I think KKR fans should be happy. I see.
Yeah, okay.
KKR the purple is the color tonight.
But you'd have to say, if you're not wearing those colours, maybe looking ahead to the next few games, assuming it goes this way, start thinking of, they'd ideally like to have a Russell coming in at 7 or 8. That kind of a player. I know Miller's there, but he's kind of still more middle order.
Yeah, you would want, but
more top heavy.
I prefer top heavy teams because the chances of success at top heavy teams are much more often because by the time the guys come in at 5, 6, and 7, the game's already set up. Like in the case at the moment, if the top heavy had done well, then Miller is more effective. So unless you have some geniuses like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Kedar Jadhav to play alongside him, Bravo, Ravindra, except for Chennai. Even with Mumbai, I'm seeing this year, they are also not the top. I mean, they've got Rohit Sharma. In fact, they're heavy all the way. Let me forget about them. But their back end is not looking that good. They have Hardik, they have Pollard, they have too many back end players. You've got to win. They'll also win only if the top does well.
Yes, of course, there's going to be an exciting game coming up, Mumbai against Bangalore. We'll analyze all that and look ahead to it on MPL Presents Cricbuzz Live. But for now, we can see it's only some M magic that could possibly do it for the Punjab team. Could it be Mayank? Could it be Mandeep? Or could it be Killer Miller?